Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing? I hope you're having the most amazing day or evening, wherever you're catching this from. Welcome to day two. Let me give you guys a moment to jump on. I'm going to bring up my phone so I can see comments. I'm going to tag everyone. Everyone. Here we go. Okay, I've got my phone. Hopefully the comments work today. They've been a little bit funky recently. Just getting out my notes. So far I can't see anyone's on, but that is okay. Hope you guys in New Zealand are enjoying an amazing long weekend. If you're overseas, do you have a long weekend too? Is it King's birthday over there as well, or is it just that for us in New Zealand? Let me know. How was your long weekend? How was the introspective work? Let me know. I'm very excited to talk all things personal power today because this is the secret sauce when it comes to manifestation. If you are on live, say hi. Let me know that you're here so I know that my comment section is working. If you're catching the replay, pop in the chat box replay so I know that you've done this training. So, just a reminder, if you haven't already, get yourself locked inside Voxer because the Voxer space, the access to that like one-to-one support is only going to be available for you to use for the next 12 days. And then it's gone. Okay? Homework. Let's have a wee chat about homework. How is everyone going with the introspective work? I would absolutely love if you are comfortable with it to share in this container what you've uncovered, what desires that you're reclaiming, okay? Now, just a wee reminder with participation. I see quite a few of you in here participating and playing all out, and I just want to celebrate you for doing that because big things happen when you participate. One thing that I've noticed over the years of being a coach is that clients who participate, who show up with the same energy on, day 5, day 10, whatever program it is, that they did when they signed up, like that same excited energy that they had when they signed up, if they keep that throughout the thing, they tend to have the best results, okay? Because when you participate, when you interact with something, you learn it and embody it on such a deeper level, okay? And manifestation requires your participation, okay? It requires you to back it with all your energy and your action, okay? It's all good and well to hear a new thing, okay? But until it's actioned, it's not truly learned, right? It's just knowledge in our heads and it doesn't really serve us. It just sits there. Cool. I'm not seeing anyone on live yet, but I can see it on my phone, so that's good. Cool. Okay. So the reason I had such amazing results when I first came into that first manifestation challenge, and the reason why you see me celebrating big client wins all the time is because they get the information that I'm giving to them and then they immediately put it to work. Okay. They are committed to themselves. They're committed to their participation. They're committed to showing up. They're committed to their outcomes. They're committed to their desires. Okay. And they back that with actually putting it into action. So if you want the best results from this, I encourage you to participate. I encourage you to show up and I encourage you to play like you're all in. And honestly, things will change so fast you won't even believe it. So let's dive in today. Who knows or has ever heard about the concept of being powerful, the concept of personal power? Let me know in the comment section. The key to creating everything, like everything that you've ever dreamed of, is to become powerful. Okay? And you do this by remembering. Okay, you came here to this earth at this time knowing that you were a powerful spiritual being. You knew that you were a mighty creator. Okay, you knew how the universe worked. But over time here, okay, over your conditioning, you lost access to this knowledge, to this magic, to your power. Okay, you lost the connection to the power within you. You forgot who you were. You forgot the power that you actually wield. And it's insane because you're so magical. The thing is over time, you became a victim to your life, a victim to your experiences. And today's training is a remembrance, okay? Today's training is about bringing you back to a space of truth, bringing you back to a space of power. It's about bringing you back home to yourself. Okay, so who is ready? Let me know in the chat box if you are ready to be powerful. I really wish my comments would work on here. Okay, no worries, no worries. So, to be the creator of your manifestations, of your life, of your outcomes, you have to realize that you are the one who creates your whole life experience. Now, what I mean by this is if someone else is controlling your life, you aren't. Okay? If a mystical force is in control of your outcomes, you aren't. Okay? If life is happening to you and you are just powerless and just like to its mercy, you can't change that. Okay? If it's anyone else's responsibility but your own, you have given your power to that person. Okay? What you believe here is how you create your reality. And it is so important to get this step, okay? Because your entire reality is literally created by what you believe, okay? And you believe based upon your life experiences. And a lot of that has tainted, like it's tainted by your perceptions of things, okay? So in order to change your life, in order to start manifesting miracles and amazing things, you just literally need to be open to changing these fixed perceptions, these fixed beliefs, these fixed thoughts, these fixed ideas about how life goes, okay? I have helped so many clients create the most amazing, miraculous things in their lives, in their relationships to themselves, in their actual, like, interpersonal relationships, in their businesses, in their finances, by simply opening them up to see what they are not seeing, to see it from a different perspective. Okay. And from there, we look at like curating an entirely different experience of their lives by shifting their internal state to be available to those new possibilities, because that's how it works. And, some of that looks like doing a lot of physical work. There is taking action. Okay. And we're going to talk more about that soon, but it's always the perception on how you see something that is cutting you off and limiting you, okay? So whatever you decide is truth literally just becomes your truth, okay? And you'll create a life in alignment with that. Your brain is amazing. It believes whatever you tell it. Whatever you tell it to believe, it will believe, and then it will create that as your truth. That's the thing. That's how manifestation works. So, I want to put this out there. Sure, things happen in life and within our lives that are somewhat out of our control. Okay? Sometimes things do happen to us, but what is within your control is how you respond to that, what you make it mean about you. Okay? And how we get to control how a situation impacts us, and we get to control how it dictates our outcomes, because we can face something and we can say, okay, it's fucked. I'm limited. I'm stuck. This is the worst thing. It's going to crush me. Or we can face something and we can say, okay, this is a lesson. I'm going to move forward. This is going to help me get towards where I want to go. Okay. Because the thing is things are either happening for you in order to bring you in alignment with your desired outcomes for your greater good, or things in life are happening to you to destroy you and you're powerless to it. And it's how you choose to see this is going to change your entire life. okay? Because either way you decide to see things is how life is going to go for you, okay? And you get to choose. You get to choose. You have choice. You always, always, always have choice. You always have choice, okay? I'm getting a little bit excited. I'm getting in my powerful vibe. Just saying no comments. Okay, amazing, amazing, amazing. So when we look around and we truly get to know people, we come to realize that for the most part, all of us have been touched by hard things, by traumatic experiences in our lives. And, you know, for everyone, this is different, okay? And it's to the degree that the person can handle for whatever they came here for, right? And I'm sure we've all had to face things that we thought we couldn't survive, okay? But something that I can attest to the power of is that no matter what you face, how you choose to view it, so how you choose to see it and what you make it mean about you as a person, okay, that greatly impacts how you overcome it. So prior to this work, my life was rather traumatic and I couldn't handle it at all. Now, like back then, I used to face a lot of hard things, okay? And a lot of, I didn't see that I was creating them, but, you know, how do I want to say this? Now, you know, when I do face hard things, I see it differently and it doesn't kick my ass like it used to. Like I just power through it really effortlessly, okay? But for 32, 33 years of my life, I held this belief about life that it wasn't fair, okay? I held this belief that I was powerless, that I had no power, okay? I held a belief that I had no choice, okay? I had a belief that I was cursed, okay? And I had a belief that I was a victim to my diabolical string of narcissistic exes. I believed, you know, that the traumatic events that I went through in my life were just, you know, that was just random and that, you know, I couldn't control it. You know, I believed that because of the abuse that I experienced as a child, like that there was something wrong with me. So I went through life believing that there is something wrong with me. Okay. I also had this belief that it was, you know, someone's outside screaming. Great. Not around my house. I also I went through life believing that things were never my fault because I believed in it, like this ideology. I can't say the word today. I'm having a lot of word issues. This ideology that there was such a thing as fault, okay? And I don't believe in that anymore, okay? I never believe that I'm at fault for something because I don't shame and punish myself. I don't make myself wrong anymore. I don't put myself down like that. I see myself as powerful. However, I do believe that I'm responsible for everything that I experience in my life, okay? I take ownership of what I've created and what I've attracted to myself. This has been the single thing that has changed my entire life, my entire experience of life that has led me to become a very, very powerful woman who creates her reality. Whereas in the past, I wasn't. So what, how do I want to say this? I own, basically. I take ownership over that I chose to be here on earth at this time, okay? Before I came here, I chose that I came to have a very specific kind of journey so that I would become the person that I was meant to, okay? I believe that I chose that part of my karma was to mess up, to learn hard things, to go through hard things so that I can positively impact other people, okay? I believe that my human experience, my experience of being a human on earth is the way that it was because that there is growth and evolution within my spiritual self that needed to happen, Okay? Are you with me? For most of my life, the beliefs that I had about life, the beliefs I had about men, I used to think all men are assholes. Used to think that no good man existed. The beliefs that I had about myself, that I was unworthy of love, that a man will only ever want me for sex, that there was something like wrong with me as a person, that I needed to fix myself, that I needed to change, that I needed to become someone else. I had these like really, really bad beliefs about myself. My beliefs about what was possible for me, what was available for me in life, they weren't working for me, okay? And they weren't working for me because clearly I was not having a very good time in life. I manifested drama. I manifested painful events and circumstances. I manifested the most freak illnesses. I lived in such a constant state of stress that I was hospitalized multiple times. There was one time that I was hospitalized for I was literally having seizures because I was so stressed, and I just lived in such this negative mindset, and I just had no personal power, that it was manifesting physically in my body. Okay, I manifested really freak bad things happening to me all of the time. And I used to joke that I was cursed. And do you know what? Even my friends and family agreed and believed that I was cursed as a person because of the most absurd ways that my life would just go wrong. And this led to me being a very emotionally unsafe person and very out of control because my life was out of control. Okay, and I ended up behaving in ways that were detrimental to myself and others because I had no control over my life, but I had no control over myself either. So when I was introduced to this concept of ownership, I said in our last training that I was really offended, and I nearly walked out of that whole challenge because I was how dare you say that? You don't know what they did to me. You don't know what's happened to me in my life. That's not my fault, because I was buying into this idea that I was to blame for things instead of just owning that I create my reality. Okay, took me a while to actually grasp ownership, and now it's the thing that has changed my life. Okay, because taking ownership and deciding to be powerful turned me into the badass person that I am today. Because what I realized through taking ownership was that my beliefs about myself, they attracted men that reconfirmed my beliefs about myself back to me. Okay, so it wasn't just the string of narcissistic exes' fault. It was I attracted those people to me because I had these really, really shameful, toxic beliefs about myself. Okay, I realized that I didn't value myself. Okay, so I attracted people that would never value me, because I realized that how I showed up for myself is how others would show up for me. So if I can't see my own value, other people never will. Okay, by taking ownership, I realized that believing I was cursed was why I keep experiencing really messed up shit. Okay, but then I changed my beliefs about myself, about life, about men, about money, about manifestation, about everything. And then everything changed. So let's dive into these concepts a little bit further. Let me know if you're following along. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat box, okay? So what is this concept of ownership that I'm talking about? The concept of ownership is generally quite a hard one to swallow at first. It requires you to see things differently from a non-emotional lens, okay? And what I mean by this is looking at things through a lens of curiosity versus making yourself wrong for past behaviors, for things that have happened to you in your life, blaming yourself, saying that you're at fault and beating yourself up, okay? We want to run everything through a real neutral lens when we look at this, okay? Without the notion of fault, blame, or, self-abandoning or being mean to yourself, okay? We want to look at ownership from a space of being empowered rather than using it as a tool to further disempower ourselves. Because if we are listening to this from a disempowering state, what we will hear will further disempower us, okay? So ownership is your power. The more ownership you take over your life, the more certain you become within yourself. The more certain you become within yourself, the more confident you become. Okay? And that is power. Okay? Because you're either in a space of ownership over your life or you're a victim to your life. Okay? Ownership empowers you. Being in the victim state disempowers you. Okay? And the beautiful thing is that we get to choose. And ownership is a decision, guys. So ownership says, I'm responsible for my life, and everything that happens internally and externally is manifested from my thoughts, my feelings, and my beliefs. Despite my conditioning, okay, I am fully responsible, and with that, I have power over my life because I create from me. With this kind of knowledge and power, I am a mighty creator, and I have the power to overcome anything, including my circumstances. Okay? When you're in ownership, you are so powerful. The world responds to you. If you created it, you can completely uncreate it and change it. But if you're in a disempowered state, which we like to call the victim, okay, the victim stays, I have no control over my life. Okay? Everything is happening to me. It's other people. It's the circumstances. It's the events. It's the trauma that they caused me. It's my conditioning's fault. Okay? I have no control or power to change this because I have appointed something outside of me, or appointed an outside force in charge of my life. So I'm stuck. I have no power. I cannot save myself. I need someone else to fix me or save me. Okay? And when you're in that state, you just have no power because you've given it away to something outside of you. Okay? And this is how you get yourself in a loop of responding to bad things in life, okay? Or responding to a life that is just not giving you what you want. These are two very polarizing energies to be in, right? Very, very, very different, okay? Like when we're in a space of being a victim, we have no confidence. We're easily controlled, okay? When we're in a space of ownership, we're in a space of power. Okay, so your work here is to not shame yourself for what state you've been creating your life in up until now. Okay, it's from this point onwards to change. Okay, because there's no need to feel shame or to feel bad for who you were yesterday or how you created your life up until now. Okay, you cannot shame someone into change, so you cannot shame yourself into change. You have to love yourself there. So you just make a conscious decision now to be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna play with this ownership concept. I'm gonna try it on, and then from there we want to make a decision to shift into a place of self-love and acceptance. Okay. And so how I believe, I have how do I want to say this? I have a big belief about life, and this makes taking ownership of things in my life and the things that go on in my life very, very, very easy. Okay. So you don't have to believe what I believe about life. Okay. You can try it on. You can see if you like it. If you don't, find your own belief. Okay. But this is what I believe about life. I believe that I chose to be here, that I chose this life that I'm living, okay? That I chose the things I would overcome, that I chose this path, that I chose my karma, and that I also chose my pain because I knew that it would be the road to the kind of expansion that my soul put me here for, that my soul really, really desired. So therefore, everything that I experience is a product of me and my choices, okay? Even the first painful events that shaped my life. Okay, so if I chose that I knew that I was going to be here because it all leads me to where I'm going. Okay, and that belief just makes ownership so easy. It just makes it so, so, so easy. Okay, it also means, okay, it also means that I know exactly how to get to where I want to go because it's already decided. Does that make sense? A lot of the time we get stuck being really disempowered because we feel like we don't know how. I don't know how to get to where I want to go, but I believe that we all know how. I believe that within us, there is a path to everything that we want. I believe that within us, our soul, our higher self knows the way forward, and our only work is to learn to tune into that and trust that. Okay? The belief that I have about life, it makes sense. It's really empowering. Okay. Now, I could just as easily choose like a disempowering belief about life, but it wouldn't get me very far. Okay. And that would look like, maybe my life has been so hard. I don't know why I have to go through all these terrible things. Why is this happening to me? It's not my fault. It's not fair, etc., etc. Like that could be my truth if I wanted it to be. And the fact is, it was my truth for 30 something years of my life. And you know what that created? There's some crazy shit going on outside my house. You know what that created? That created a life of absolute pain. Okay? That belief didn't serve me. Okay? It didn't get me very far. So, it was a belief that made me feel like shit and really disempowered on a daily basis. Okay. I felt so stuck in my pain. I felt so powerless to change things. Okay. And I just like could not move forward. And so I lived in like this hell loop of creating the same chaos over and over and over again, dating the same men over and over and over again, stuck in the same level of poverty over and over and over again. There's no wonder I was anxious. There's no wonder I was depressed. There's no wonder I was so angry. There was no wonder I was so sad all the time. And no wonder I kept attracting the same things over and over and over again. And then for me, like when I moved into a space of ownership and I was like, wow, so okay, maybe I did create this. Okay. Okay, if it means that I created this, who do I have to be and what do I have to change within me to uncreate this? Okay, and instead create whatever else, whatever it is that I desire. Okay, and that is literally the $1,000,000 question. Okay, let me know if there's any questions as we're going along. I am going to run out of water today. So the $1,000,000 question is literally opening you up to being able to say, okay, so how are my thoughts creating my life? Okay, so how are my beliefs creating my life? What am I not seeing? How am I feeling on a day-to-day basis that is just creating more of the same over and over and over again? Okay, so with that, how am I behaving that keeps producing the same outcomes? And then you look at it and you're like, what do I need to change? Okay. So let me put this into a perspective when it comes to the things that you're actually experiencing in your life. Let me use business as an example. Say your business isn't going well, okay? People aren't buying like they used to, your sales are down, your profits down, maybe things just aren't working like they used to, or maybe they never have, whatever, okay? You might believe, okay, that no one has any money. You might believe that people are struggling. You might believe that it's the cost of living's fault, okay? You might believe that it's the market right now, okay? You might believe that, it's just your industry is down, it's just seasonal, this is just the way that it is. You may even believe that it's because of a recession, okay? So you're brought into these ideas, okay? And then you believe you have no power, okay? Because you believe that it's something outside of you that is controlling what is going on. So, of course, okay, that's what you're going to experience. You cannot outcreate what you believe. So, you will only see things online, you will only hear things that reconfirm your beliefs back to you. And so then you believe it is a truth, right? But it's actually not the whole truth, okay? Because there is another side to this. People are buying, people are spending their money every single day. People are out here thriving right now, okay? Businesses are hitting their highest ever months, even in your industries, okay? To put this into perspective, there are coaches in my industry making millions of dollars every single month. Crazy money. There is crazy money being made out there right now. Okay. The thing is there's no reason why the people that are killing it can't buy from you. Those people They want their nails done. They want their makeup done. They want their photos taken. They are buying homes. They are buying coffees. They are buying foods. They are going out for dinner. They are buying clothes. They are traveling. They use services like accountants and personal trainers and all of these things, okay? They're already doing it. The only reason that they aren't buying from you is because your concept cannot allow them in because you can't see them. Okay, you can't see that it's available, so you won't allow it to happen. Okay, so they end up buying from whoever's in alignment, whoever's open, whoever sees that there's no limitation. Okay, whoever knows that their business is going to go really, really, really well, whoever believes that they're going to buy for them, right? So the thing is your success in business can be dictated by the market or something outside of you, or it can be dictated by your belief in yourself, by choosing to see it differently, because there is always the flip side. Okay, when you take ownership over your results, when you take ownership over the fact that you are the reason whether you're successful or not, you get the results that you desire. Let's look at this in terms of relationships. Okay, maybe you've had a string of really unfortunate relationships. Maybe people treat you like shit. Okay, maybe you know in your head you deserve way better. Okay, but you keep attracting people who are not a good fit. What do you believe about yourself? Okay, maybe deep down you have a belief that you're actually unworthy of love, that you're not enough, that there is something wrong with you. Okay, maybe it's that you don't value yourself. Now, a lot of people say that they value themselves, okay? They say that they think they're worthy, but then they treat themselves in ways that are not valuing themselves, okay? Maybe you believe men or women are just all the same, okay? Maybe you've got beliefs about dating, about love, about relationships that are not in alignment with you having what you want, okay? Maybe you believe that love is hard to find. Maybe you believe that you're not enough right now as you are, that you have to change and fix yourself. Maybe you're just unconsciously like recreating what is normal for you in your relationships, because maybe you grew up in an environment where, the relationship was not good. So we just unconsciously recreate that same thing over and over and over again because that's our normal. And even if our normal's really bad, we tend to like recreate it because it feels safe. Okay, it feels normal. Does that make sense? Are we kind of like starting to see now, guys, how our beliefs and our thoughts are the things that actually are creating our experience? Let me know. Let's look at it in our health. Maybe you've manifested these really like horrible health conditions. You're not having a good time health wise, and but you believe how do I want to say this? You believe that it's not within your control. Okay, something that I learned really 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 early on is that, and this, oh my god, guys, this changed my health because I used to be a very sick person. I would get sick all of the time. I would manifest random illnesses. I would get the flu all the time. Like I just had really 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 poor health. And then when I came into this and I realized that my health is within my control, and I learned the root cause of things. And I think, who is it? Who do I want to say here? I think it's Louise Hay. She has a book and it talks about the spiritual root cause behind like our health ailments, basically. And I realized that there was a root cause happening with my health. That it was like, the trauma was manifesting in my health. Or, like I had really bad polycystic ovaries. It was freaking out of control. And I realized that like the cause of that was being in my masculine instead of being in my feminine energy. Like there's so much to this. So like, even in our health, we can manifest really, really, really poor health that we feel like we have no control over, but it's actually comes down to like our trauma, our beliefs about ourselves, about life. Like there's all of this other stuff going on there. So, when we own whatever it is that we're going through, we then have power to change it. Okay. But when we don't own it, we're stuck. We're stuck. We don't have power to change it. We don't have power to manifest something new. Okay. We don't have personal power. So, personal power comes from ownership. Okay. It's ownership backed by a decision, by a choice to be powerful. Okay. You are empowered because by being in a space of personal power, you know that you can create, do, and be anything that you want. Okay. You recognize that your limitations aren't real. They're just thoughts, they're just beliefs, and you can change them. Okay. You can see how those limitations once impacted what you created in your life because you chose to believe them. Okay. Oh my God, it's getting so hot in here. But now you're in a space of personal power. You choose to do the work to release and remove them. Okay. You know that you have the power to dictate the outcomes you desire in any single given situation. This is what personal power is. Okay. Personal power is having rock solid belief in yourself and your ability to overcome life's obstacles. Okay. By being empowered, you have this belief that life is always working in your favor. Okay, that if you don't even know something, that the knowledge, the tools, the support is always going to be provided for you by life, and so it is. Okay. When you have personal power, you believe that life is working on your behalf in all ways, always. Okay. You do not have to fear because you don't think that life is out to get you. Okay. Like you are courageous because you realize that powerful force you think is out there actually resides within you. Okay. And you always have access to using it, and so you do. Okay. When you have personal power, you trust yourself, you trust life, you trust your intuition because you know it's always guiding you to your highest alignment. Okay. You have a mindset that supports you because you believe in yourself. You believe positive things about yourself. You believe positive things about how life goes. Okay. You choose to believe in your desires. You choose to find a positive solution in every negative situation. Okay. You have control over your feelings because you realize that you can choose how you feel and you can choose how you see things. Okay. Now, I want to be very clear. Other people can be dicks. Okay? They can do things that suck. And life can serve you up some hard shit. Okay? There are circumstances outside of your control, like I said. But here is the thing. Okay? You can only control yourself. Okay? You can only focus on yourself. You can only change yourself. And you will only be truly powerful when life has tested your power through outside circumstances, through other people, and you have held it. Okay. Something is really, really, really important here is, how do I want to say this? Having power over your reactions to things solidifies the new reality. Okay. So this is what I like to refer to as emotional intelligence. And this is a part of having personal power. Okay. Emotional intelligence is the ability to see beyond the thing that is happening and look for a new and higher perspective on it. Okay, so when you're in something, say life is blowing up in your face, okay, instead of like getting really stuck in the hard and the emotion of that, you think, hold on a second. You zoom out, you look for the bigger picture. You think, what is it I need to learn or see here? Okay, what is this situation showing me? What am I being guided to look at? How is this happening for my benefit? As opposed to, oh my God, this is fucked. My life is fucked. This is the worst. I can't do it. The reactions that we have when we're in a confronting situation, okay? Because the reaction that you have to something really solidifies your reality. Okay. Part of manifestation is going first and being in the outcome. Part of manifestation is being delusional enough to hold the outcome no matter what your actual reality projects. Because what is being projected in your reality is only a teeny tiny fraction of what you see. What is going on behind the scenes, your human brain couldn't even comprehend it. Okay. So your reactions to things solidify your reality. We need to go first and we need to hold the new reality before it becomes our new reality. Okay. That looks like stepping into the new reality before it lands. Being the version of yourself that has the outcomes you desire before you actually physically have the outcomes that you desire, okay? When we have big emotional reactions to things that go on in our life, when we make it mean bad things about us, like we're not enough, we're not worthy, all of this kind of stuff, when we start to feel like a failure, when we feel like we're not enough, when we feel like nothing is working, when we feel like life is working against us, we solidify this reality that we do not want. And that is what disempowers us, okay? Because then we feel disappointed. And then we've decided it hasn't happened before it's even happened, okay? So the universe you experience is a product of you. Okay. When you change your internal state, you change what you manifest in the external. Okay. More often than not, though, we are so focused on the external, not the internal. We are so focused on other people. Okay. We are so focused on the problem. And I cannot stress this enough. When you stop focusing on other people, what they are, what they aren't doing, and solely start working on your side of the street, it creates miraculous change in your life, okay? Because the other people and what they're doing is just a distraction, okay? When you are empowered, you have the power to direct your energy in all circumstances. All circumstances, you can change it into your favor, okay? You can change the outcomes into your favor in life, in business, in your personal relationships. How most people are going wrong here is most people are focusing on trying to fix and change the world around them. Okay. They're so focused on changing other people around them, changing other people's behavior, looking for and fixing problems, or like in the event of a circumstance, how do I want to say this? Like, and then like the circumstances or the things that happen to them, they're so focused on trying to change that and resisting that event and circumstance, and they wonder why things don't change because they're focused on the external. Okay, we've got to go first. We go first. You go first. You have to focus on the internal, change that, and that changes what you experience in life. Okay. Because the thing is our energy, and we talked about what energy was in our last training, that dictates how things go for us, okay? This is our universe. This is our universe that we're living, that we're experiencing, okay? We are in the driver's seat. So we've got to sit up and start driving in the direction that we want to go in. Because the thing is, when we're not in a state of personal power and we're not in a state of ownership, we're not in the driver's seat. And could you imagine driving a car, steering from the passenger seat? You're going to crash. You're not going to get where you want to go, okay? You cannot be a passenger in your own life and stay on course, okay? This is what we need to stop. We have to take responsibility. We have to be in a space of power, and we have to be in a space of ownership, okay? So we've talked about what personal power is. What is the opposite of personal power? Does anyone here know what the opposite of personal power is? And it's not just being disempowered. It's something that I like to call circumstantial power. Okay. And what circumstantial power is it means that you're only powerful when the circumstances are good. Checking my comments, no questions. Wonderful. Who here feels like they only have power when the circumstances are good? Let me know in the comment section. Okay. So in business, as an example, this would look like, only believing that things are working, only believing that you've got it, only believing that things are good, only believing that you're powerful, when you're making money. Okay. Only feeling good when things are going well, when you're in a space of momentum with your success. Okay. This looks like in relationships, only feeling in your power and control of your life and, feeling okay when the relationship's good. Okay. But if it's not, ook. Okay. In life, this looks like only feeling good when things are going your way, when things are flowing, when things are easy. So basically, your emotions, how you feel, is ruled by something outside of you. Okay, so that's that not being in a state of ownership. Again, this is how we do it in our feelings. Okay, this means that we only feel good when we get what we want, that when things are working, we feel good, that when there's no drama, we're okay, that when no one hurts our feelings, we can control our emotions. When we're winning, we're happy, we're excited, life is good. Okay. But if you're in a space of like circumstantial power, when things appear not to be going in the direction that you want to, it'll affect you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And in cases where you're like heavily in the victim, it's going to spill over into every area of your life. So if your relationship is tanked, your business is tanked. Like you can't feel okay, you can't get through things because you only feel powerful and you only feel good when the circumstances are right. Okay. So this means when you have like a low income month, you make it mean that your business is failing, that you're stuck in problems, that there's something wrong with you. Okay. When you fail at something, you turn on yourself. Okay. When you face a hard thing, you just like can't cope. Okay, when money is scarce, your moods are up or down and all over the place. Okay, when people hurt you, you spiral emotionally. When you face hard things, you want to run, you want to give up, you can't do it. Okay, when your relationship suddenly explodes into problems that you just can't do the rest of life. Okay, when your partner cheats, you can't trust anyone. When your health turns, you just can't recover. When you don't manifest your outcome, manifestation doesn't work. So, in order to get through life with any degree of ease, okay, for things to become easy, for things to become effortless, we need to adopt personal power, okay, that is not rocked by circumstances. Okay, for some of you, this is going to be an entirely new concept. For others, you're going to be quite on your way to being rock solid in your personal power. It's always a work in process though, okay? Like I'm really far into my journey. Well, not as far as others. I'm 5 years into this, okay? And I take full responsibility for myself. I just find that so easy, okay? But every now and then, my power, my choice to be powerful is tested circumstantially, okay? Life throws me a situation, a circumstance, an event, a person, or something that tests my ability to hold my personal power and my ability to lead myself, you know. And I have to go into things all the time that test that ability to lead myself powerfully because I'm someone that is here to help lead others as well. Okay. The thing is it's the moments when life throws you a curveball, when you get sent like a series of circumstances that suck. These are the moments that count, right? Because here's the thing, if you are someone who is here to be a leader, if you're here to be someone that is to do anything big in life, if you're here to create any form of impact for others, you've got to become a person that can actually hold that, right? And you haven't become that person until you've faced things that test that. Okay? You're not a leader until you've led yourself powerfully through things that test your leadership skills, okay? To put this into perspective for just like everyone, if you can't handle $100 problems, you can't cope with $1,000 ones. Okay, if you can't handle $1,000 problems, you can't handle $10,000 problems. If you can't handle $10,000 problems, you can't handle $100,000 problems. If you can't handle $100,000 problems, you sure as shit ain't gonna be able to handle $1,000,000 problems. Okay, and that is why our next level is held back from us. Okay, for all of us here, who you are, how you feel, the control you have over yourself and your emotions, okay? What you decide outside things that happen mean about you and how you decide life goes for you, okay? That is the most important thing, okay? Your mindset, your reactions when things aren't going your way show what level you're at as a person, okay? They show how much power you have. Okay, it's when it's not working that it actually counts. okay? When this work looks least likely, how you're able to hold your power through the things that you don't want dictates your outcomes. It dictates how powerful you are. Okay, this is the moment where it counts. Okay, the moment when things are hard and you show up to it with personal power, you take ownership over it and you're ready to fucking find the lesson and succeed in it. That's the moment that counts. That's what dictates your outcomes. That's what dictates your manifestations, okay? Because if you want to go to the next level in life, you've got to ace this level, okay? It's like playing a video game. You've got to get through that level to get to the next one, okay? And there will be problems at every single level because that is life. That is a fact of life. That is what grows you. That's what expands you. That's what makes you become a powerful, courageous being on this earth. That's how you create your outcomes. Okay? So your ability to lead yourself, to use to be powerful when it's hard, when life is hard, when things look least likely, is what actually dictates your outcome on the other side of it. This is what dictates your manifestation, okay? This is what impacts you getting what you want, okay? Because it reflects your level of personal power, okay? And personal power is what is it? It's your ability to lead yourself regardless of what your reality is projecting to you, okay? And like I said, life is duality. At every single level, you experience tough things, maybe even tough times. The thing is, guys, is pain is one of the greatest expanders in our human experience, okay? It's not wrong and it's not avoidable, okay? Sometimes our higher self, our soul, will lead us straight into something painful in our business, in our life, in our relationships, because within that, we're going to learn the personal power that we need in order to make it to the next level, okay? And it doesn't mean when you face hard things that all is lost, okay? Because, how do I want to say this? Pain can be one of the most incredible teachers, okay? It can change things forever, okay? If I hadn't have experienced the things that I experienced in my life that were really, really, really painful, I would not be sitting here today. Okay, if my relationship hadn't been so toxic and so awful that I was bawling my eyes out every day, I would not have given my life to personal development. I wouldn't have become the woman that I am today, and I'm so fucking proud of who I am today because I hated myself way back then. So that was such a great expander. It made me change who I was as a person. It made me become and keep stepping into in alignment with the version of myself that I want to be, which is obviously I'm here to become the version of myself that is my higher self. Okay? So just because things are going wrong, it doesn't mean that all is lost. Okay? Sometimes it's here to teach you. Okay? Something big here is like, I don't want to say this, navigating duality, like the ups and downs of life from a place of personal power, is understanding that everything you face is for your greater good, okay? Is that you always have a choice how things go for you. You always have a choice to manifest the outcome that you want. That any perceived problem is actually just a lesson, and on the flip side of that lesson is going to become an absolute blessing. Like, you can decide that things are going wrong, that's the end, and you can give up. Or you can decide that you're going to turn shit into gold, okay? That's what I decided. I decided that every problem that I went through, that like everything that I experienced that is hard, that I'm going to turn that into like what's going to make me millions of dollars. I'm going to turn all of that shit into gold. When you can go into life, when you can go into duality with the mindset of, I chose this, I chose to be here, I have power over my own life, I am the center of it all, I am the creator, I'm the one, I can lead myself, I am fucking capable, you are going to be victorious in all pursuits, okay? Because a person grounded in their personal power can achieve anything and everything. There is no limitation. They are more powerful than their limiting ideas, thoughts, and beliefs, okay? Because the thing is I see that in you. I know that you are far more powerful than you're giving yourself credit for right now. I know that you are far more powerful than you could ever imagine. Okay? Do you know that you are so powerful that in this moment, right here, right now, you could choose to create your most grandest dream? Okay? It's not that you can't, it's that you believe that in this moment you can't. But you can choose this now, and you can set off a series of events, a sequence of events that brings you to that in time. Okay? And the time it may take may not be as long as what you think it is. Okay? You are so powerful right now that we can actually collapse time and jump timelines. Okay? Let's not go into quantum manifestation today, do we? But there is zero limits on what you can actually do in this life. There is zero limits on what you can achieve, okay? It's only about what you perceive as available is what is in fact available to you, okay? The thing is people love to give their power away. You know, we give our power away to things like time and how we experience it. You know, we give our power away to our feelings. We give our power away to so many different things, okay? But we always, just because we choose to give it away doesn't mean that we don't have the power in the first place, okay? One thing here is, as humans, we're always searching for proof to reconfirm our beliefs. So if our beliefs about ourselves and life are quite negative, we're going to keep looking for proof in the negative, okay? Because you're always going to find proof to support your belief. You're always going to get a reflection of what you believe is truth, okay? If you're looking for proof of why you can't, if you're looking for proof of why you're not enough, if you're looking for proof of why you're powerless, you'll find it. But if you flip this and consciously start looking for proof about how powerful you are, you're going to find that too, okay? So, like I said earlier, accessing your power and like being powerful and ownership go hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other, okay? The level in which you're willing to take responsibility for your life will dictate the amount of power you have, the amount of power you allow yourself to wield within your own life, okay? How are we going? No questions. Oh, so we're very quiet today, team. Need more water. Feel free to ask questions, guys. It's getting very hot in here. The sun is like pelting down on me, and I've got my heat pump on like 25 in the other room. But I can't take off any more clothes. Otherwise, this would be an R-rated training. Okay, mindset. So we've taken ownership. We've decided to be powerful. Now we need to get that mindset cleaned up, okay? Because once we've decided to be powerful individuals that create our reality, the next step is to really clean up our mindset and like really practice having a positive mindset, okay? To look for and see things in a positive way, okay? Because your mindset is the gatekeeper, and it directly impacts your energy, and your energy is what you put out into the world, and that dictates what you attract back, okay? So we cannot outcreate a bad mindset, okay? It is, if you're very new to this work, it's generally the hardest part in the work in the beginning. It's starting to master your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your mindset. But with practice, it actually just becomes innate. It just becomes who you are. You just change as a human being, okay? So no matter how far you are into your journey as well, if you're not creating your desired outcomes with life, it will be something going on in your mindset, okay? And it's generally what clients come up against over and over and over again, and it's what we shift to see differently, okay? Because a lot of the time, it's in our subconscious, the thoughts that we're unaware of, or we are aware of, we're not looking at other things that are creating our lives, okay? Still no questions. Interesting. I don't know whether my comments aren't working or what. If you're on live, can you please chat just a hi in the chat box, just so I know that my comments on my phone are working, because I would hate to get to the end of this and just miss everything. And sometimes this happens. Sometimes the tech is not teching. So we think things all day, every day. We have a lot of thoughts. We have a lot of thoughts about ourselves, about our lives, and about other people and how things go, right? We can only create based on what we think, what we know, and what we believe, okay? So it's so important for us to constantly challenge what we know, to challenge what we think is our truth, okay? because the thing is here is if you have a very logical mindset, you think very logically, you're going to create very logical outcomes in your life, okay? If you have a really negative mindset and like everything you think is like you constantly come up against your own negativity, okay, you're going to create a really negative life. Like you'll have negative outcomes, you'll manifest more problems, okay? But say if you were someone who had quite an expansive mindset, you will create beyond the realms of what other people believe is possible because you will see beyond what other people see as possible. You're always looking for the opportunity, the possibility, like you take it to the next level. Oh, yay. Okay, so it is working. People are just quiet. That's fine. Everyone's just getting smashed with information today. Good. I hope we're taking it all in. If you have a positive mindset, you're going to create really positive outcomes in your life. You'll always be guided to see and find positive solutions. So we can only create at the level that our thoughts allow us. So we really need to look at what is the shit that we're thinking. Okay? What are we thinking? What do we think we're available for? What do we think? How do we think life works? What do we think we're limited by? We need to start challenging this stuff so we can start to create differently. Okay? Because it's really easy as well to see where someone's mindset is set to. Because it's not only the underlying thoughts that you have on a daily basis, the things that run through your head, but your current reality is a mirror of your mindset. So if your current reality isn't projecting the things that you want, if you're not living the life that you want, okay, well, you can see where your mindset's limiting you there, right? Okay. The mind can either be a prison, like trapping you in a reality that you don't like. It can torture you on a daily basis, replaying shit that makes you feel bad, telling you stuff that makes you feel bad, okay? Or it could become a playground. It can become somewhere that is expansive, that somewhere that is uplifting, a place, that sees the beauty of life, that, houses positive beliefs. It could be a place that actually like sets you up to be free. Okay. It can either be a prison or can be a place of freedom. Okay. It really depends though on what exterior stuff you consume. Okay. So I want to ask you a question and I would love an answer in the chat box. I'm going to wait for one. So, what are you consuming on a daily basis? Let me know in the chat box. Maybe it's social media. Are the people on your social media positive and uplifting? Or are you like witnessing people complaining, having drama, all the bad things that are happening in the world? Is that what you're consuming most? Are you consuming gossip, negativity? Are you like consuming things that like fuel online hate and cancel culture? Do you consume the news? This lighting is out the gate. Do you consume the news on winter lighting? Always like just is interesting. Do you consume the news? Okay, and what is the news projecting? Is it fear-based propaganda? Is it like impacting you in such a way that you live in a constant state of fear? Is it your friends, your family, your co-workers' complaints nonstop? Okay. Is it someone else's take on life that's really limiting? Is it, your own past traumas or experiences or events over and over and over again, just replaying? Okay. Is it other people's negative opinions, aka, people shitting on your dreams, people telling you it's not possible, people telling you to be realistic? Like, what are you consuming on a daily basis? Is it other people's viewpoints about life that don't support you getting what you want or don't support expansion? Is it your own fear-based thoughts and negative, this disempowering inner monologue? Is that what you're consuming? We need to be so careful with what we allow to influence ourselves because it impacts what we create. And I tell you what, you are a sponge. You are soaking up everything that is around you. Okay. And that becomes a part of your identity. It becomes a part of who you are. Okay. Because whatever you ingest, it energetically feeds you. So what are you feeding yourself? Okay. Anything that you let into like your vortex, into your life, it influences you. It influences your energy, sometimes ever so subtly. Okay. This is why we've got to be extremely diligent when we start this work about who we surround ourselves with, okay? And what information we're willing to take on board and what energy we let into our field, okay? Now, I'm not saying If you consume good things, that you'll never have another negative thought ever, or another doubt or another fear, because you will. That's part of like, that's how your mind works. But when you consume stuff that uplifts you, you have access to like a broader perspective, a higher perspective, you know, the tools to transform it into something better, okay? Because there is like a few spiritual laws that govern our universe, and one of them is the law of transmutation of energy. And what this means is energy cannot be created or destroyed, okay? It is always in existence. It is just transmuted from one thing to another, okay? So our thoughts are energy. Everything is energy. Everything has its own energetic signature, as I talked about in our last training. So you can transmute a negative thought into a positive one once you're aware of it. You can transmute a fearful thought into a loving and empowering one. You can transform a limited thought into like an expansive one. You know, you can constantly transmute the energy that you're taking on board into something better, okay? What we want to become aware of is, we want to become aware of like the energy that we're putting out into the world, because you know what we take on, it impacts how we are. If we don't transmute it into something more positive, that's what we're putting out into the world, okay? And this impacts what you create, because you know what you, oh my god, the sun is killing me. It's so bad. Losing my train of thought. Because what you put out goes out into the world, it compounds and it comes back, okay? Because the law of attraction just goes, oh, I'm just sending like things together. Let me have a look at what the comments are saying. I'm seeing some comments, yay. Taking all understanding, just all the time I want to sit right now. Yeah, we tend to look at past traumas over and over and over again, so we recreate our trauma over and over and over again, okay? And it does not serve us. So let's get in touch with the homework. What are we doing today? So I've got a list of journal prompt questions for you that I'm going to quickly go through and clarify. Obviously, same as last time, you're going to find the homework, like the journal prompts, in the guide section with this training, okay? Feel free to post your homework. I love seeing it. You can post it in the chat. You can post it on the wall. You know, if you have any questions regarding stuff that comes up, feel free to hit me up in Voxer. Oh, and that is my alarm clock telling me to pick the kids up from school, but they're not there because it's a public holiday. Okay, let's get stuck into our journal prompts. So my first question is, what are the thoughts that are creating your experience of life? Okay. What are the beliefs that are creating your life? Okay. What are you not seeing? How are you feeling on a day-to-day basis that is creating more of the same? Okay, so with all of that, how are you behaving that produces the same outcomes? What do you need to change? And now we're going to get into the hard-hitting questions, okay? How are you benefiting from not taking ownership over your life right now? Here is the thing. However we choose, whatever choice we choose it because it benefits us in some way. So we can choose not to be in a space of ownership because it actually benefits us in some way. Sometimes being in a victim state of consciousness, we get the love that we never had. You know, people are kinder to us. They, you know, it can be somehow we're getting something from this that is meeting an emotional need that we have that maybe wasn't met as a child or something like that. So we tend to continue like behaviors or continue seeing things in ways that aren't so good for us because it is benefiting us in some way. So I want you to get really fucking honest with yourself when you ask yourself this question, okay? Some of this work can be somewhat triggering. Some of this introspective work can be somewhat illuminating. Don't beat yourself up. It just is what it is, okay? And we can't change something until we are aware of it, okay? So, how are you benefiting from not taking ownership in your life right now? The more honest you get with that, the better your results are going to be from this, okay? Boom, trigger. I love it. But the triggers are good, okay? Triggers aren't bad, guys. Triggers are showing you where you have work to do, okay? They're so good, because if you are heavily triggered by something, it is showing exactly where the work is. So thank fucking God from that, because we can't change something we're not aware of, but when a trigger comes up, it brings an awareness and then we can change it, okay? So, what are you afraid would happen if you took ownership? You know, a lot of the time we have this fear, you know, and the fear is that we judge ourselves. The fear is that we judge, that other people would judge us, that we judge ourselves. We are more afraid of our own self-judgment than we are actually afraid of other people's judgment, okay, team? So, when did you give your power away? So, at what point in your life? There might be quite a few instances, okay? What or who did you give your power to? Okay, something that was really, really interesting for me here is, you know, I was raised for a period of time in my life where I was like a Christian and I was religious and my parents were in the church. And so I, for a period of time, was raised. That's my drink bottle. Good work to her. I gave my power away to God. So I thought that I didn't create my life, that just everything was, God was creating my life. I gave power away to I gave my power away to religion. Like, there was lots of different instances. I gave my power away to the people that harmed me. Okay, because I couldn't take ownership of my life. So who or what did you give your power away to? Now, I'm going to ask you a series of out of 10 questions. How these work are we want to get a read on like your soul. Okay, we want the truth to come out. So we don't want to answer an out of 10 question with our brain. So what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take some deep breaths and really get out of your head into your body, because we don't want your brain to answer it, because our brains tell us lies. Okay, we want to answer it from our gut space, from truth. Okay, so closing your eyes, feeling into your body, taking some deep breaths. Getting out of your head and back into your body. Okay, the first number that comes through is the number. Okay, number 10 is like yes, 0 no. Okay, so out of 10, how willing are you to take full responsibility of your life going forward? Okay, and when you have that number, ask yourself why. Why? Why is your favorite question. The more you ask yourself why, you can dismantle all of your inner shit. You can figure out why you do the things you do, why, you know, you feel the way that you do, and you can actually change it. Okay, so the next out of 10 question is, out of 10, how comfortable is it for you to be in your power? Now, a lot of the time here, people do not feel comfortable being powerful. They have stories attached to being powerful that are like really, really, really negative. They've seen someone, you know, in their power in a really negative way. And so they've attached a story about themselves, that they're in the power, they're a bad person, all of this kind of stuff. Whatever number that comes out, ask yourself, why is that number? Okay. My next question is, what would I put closing? I need to put choosing. What would choosing to be in your power feel like? Okay, how would you show up differently in your life if you allowed yourself to be fully in your power? Okay, what are you afraid would happen? How has not being powerful benefited you? If you trusted your power, what would you go and create? Okay. Deciding to be powerful, how are you deciding that your life goes for you? I'm really, really, really interested to see what comes through from this introspective work. I'm going to jump off now, team. I will see you guys on Wednesday, New Zealand time. Yeah, drop stuff in Voxer. I feel like this is going to be quite a hard-hitting training, and I feel like it's going to bring up a lot of stuff. And so let's dive in. Okay, see yous.